Hi, welcome to Mr. Otter Studio. Today I'm going to show you how to draw shadows in two-point perspective. This is a really good practice whether you're trying to draw illustrations or something realistic. It's just going to show you a simple trick for learning to use angles, a light source, things like that to draw shadows. All you need are basic watercolor supplies, pencil paper, and a ruler, and let's get started. So to set this up, what I want you to do is divide your paper into four. And then we're going to be drawing 4 two-point perspective cubes in each one of these spaces. If you don't know how to draw a cube in two-point perspective, I will put a video link in the description below and you can click on it because you need to know how to do that in order to do this part. And what I want you to do when you draw these cubes, draw them under your horizon line and try to draw them pretty similar. You could actually just trace the same one in each square if you wanted. But make sure when you draw the cube to lightly draw the other side. So usually we just kind of leave the lines that are inside. We don't see it because it's a solid cube. But let's pretend it's like an ice cube and you can see those lines. So I'm going to fast forward this so you can see what I'm talking about. But what I would do right now is to just pause this and then draw these 4 cubes yourself. So in each cube I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be drawing a horizon line, 2 vanishing points, and then a cube. All right, once you draw those 4 cubes, you could use a pen to make them darker or just something so that it's standing out and you can erase out those lines you used to draw. But I would still keep your horizon line. All right, once you've drawn those 4 cubes and you can kind of see the bottom part of it because we need to see this corner right here, right here, right here. Now we're going to be drawing the shadows. And I'm going to be showing you 4 different light directions, I guess, on these 4 different squares. So draw together with me. Let's start in this top square. I'm just going to zoom in. All right, let's start in this first square, and we're going to be drawing a light direction that is going just at a right angle. So just look at this corner right here. Let's zoom in even more so you can totally see the square. Okay. So if we have our light source, I'm just going to draw a sun. Then where that light is coming down, let's see. Light direction. So from the light source, we're going to draw a line straight down and it's going to hit where our horizon line was. It might not be on the horizon line, but I kind of call this the shadow vanishing point because it kind of ends up being that. So this is going to be our light source, and now we have our direction of light. Okay, so we're just doing it just horizontally. So this is our light source with LS, our light direction, and then we're going to draw our light angle. So this is going to be our light angle. So this is the angle that all of those shadows are going to be coming from the top of this cube. So first let's draw the light angle. The light direction is pretty easy. It's just horizontal in this one. But the light direction, we're going to try to keep it parallel with this line right here. And we're going to bring it from all of these corners. I don't think we'll be able to see this one, and this one's behind. So I'm not sure if we'll see it either, but let's just keep them all parallel. So you see how they're parallel, parallel, parallel. This is really important for this. So we're just drawing it from these top corners because the light source is above. And now we're going to be drawing the light direction, and the light direction is just horizontal. So it's this line right here. And where the light direction meets with the line of that light angle, that is where we're going to be drawing these lines out. Now, we could see if we could see this one back here by drawing the light direction line, and it's behind the cube, so we don't need to worry about that one. And now we know where we need to draw this line is going to be right here. So let's erase this one out. Since we couldn't even see it, my eraser is kind of covered in a bunch of things. But that's why it's important to kind of draw through to see that side. So you might need to use that angle. And let's just shade it in really quickly. So that one's pretty simple. All right, let's try it in a different direction. Let's throw it in the opposite direction. Let's put our light source on the right side of our cube. So we have our light source, LS. And then we have and I'm just drawing a straight light down from the light source to my horizon line. But again, it could come a little bit lower. And now I'm drawing the direction of light is going to the left. So the light direction. And now let's draw our light angle. It's coming in this direction, so that is our light angle. I'm just going to LA. So first, let's draw all of the light angles. So we're trying to keep them parallel with this. So draw one, and then try to keep all of these lines parallel. So that means there should be the same amount of space here, distance here, and here. And I don't think we'll be able to see that one, but I'll lightly draw it in. And I don't think we'll see this one, but I'll lightly draw it in anyway. Okay, so from each of these top corners, I'm drawing that light angle, keeping all of those parallel. And now our light direction is pretty simple on this one, just like our last one. It's just horizontal. So now I'm drawing these lines from all of the bottom corners. You can barely see that one. This one is through it, so we definitely can't see that. I'm just going to erase it. Hopefully, oh, I don't even know if you could see that. Did I move my paper? I hope I did. All right, if I didn't move my paper and you couldn't see that, I'm gonna do it again. So now we know that where our light angle line intersects our light direction line, that is where we're going to draw our points from. That's where this top corner is, and that's where this corner is, so we know that here is our shadow. And very rarely, are the lines in 90-degree angles like this, but you never know. Maybe it could be. All right, now let's move down to this bottom cube. I'm gonna make sure you can see it this time. And we're going to change our light source. So we've drawn side to side. Let's draw maybe one that comes over here. So let's draw our light source. So here's our sun, drawing a line directly down to our horizon line. And now let's draw the light angle, or the light direction is now going this way, okay? So this is now our light direction. So it's not going straight across here, it's actually going up at an angle. And now we have our light angle, which is going to change. And we could even keep it the same because it's gonna look much different because of the light direction, but I'm just gonna draw it like this. So here is our light angle, and then that top thing is our light source, in case you forgot, and you probably can't even read those, but that's what they say. All right, now from each of these corners, we're going to be drawing our light angle again, just like we did up here, keeping these lines parallel. So you should, since this is a cube, that's why it's nice to start with cubes. You should have 4 lines, unless you know you're not gonna be able to see it. And now here, the light direction is going up at this angle. So now I'm going to be drawing lines going up at that angle, keeping them parallel. So now how do we know where the shadow is? Well, where the light angle intersects the light direction, so this point. So here's our light angle, here is our light direction, and this point. So this is now our new shadow for this one. And then we actually, it kind of would be, we would see a little bit of the angle here. So see how it's connecting here? So this is inside of our box because here's this point and this is outside of it. So we actually have these 2 points connecting. So our light angle and our light direction from this corner are connecting here and coming out to this edge right here. So if this would be the bottom edge of the box, if that makes sense, of your cube. So the shadow is going beyond it. And don't worry, we're gonna do this again if you're confused. We're gonna do kind of the same thing next to it, right here. So this time, let's say that the light is actually going like back in this direction. So this one, the light is coming from the bottom left, and here we're going to put the light coming from the bottom right, kind of. Okay, not kind of, but we are going to do that. Now let's make sure you can see this cube while I'm drawing it because, so here's our light source. And I think when you're practicing this, it is good to draw these because, okay, and then this is going to be, our light direction is going to be coming down at an angle this way. So this is our light direction, and this angle is going to be pretty sharp, and this is our light angle. I'm going to draw this line just a little bit bigger. Okay, so our light angle is coming sharp down. So we need to come to all 4 of these corners and draw a line that's going in that direction. And if this gets hard, just keep these parallel. Start with one that's in this, at this angle, and then try to keep the rest at that angle. And if you're not sure if you're keeping them at that angle, just make sure that these distances are the same. Okay, now that we've drawn those lines, now we need to draw the light direction lines. So these lines are going to be coming at an angle going this direction. Okay, so let's just draw our first one, our second one, our third one, and then our fourth one. I don't know, maybe we could see it. Let's see. Kind of, but it's in the middle of this other shadow, so that doesn't really count since we couldn't really see that one. All right, so now let's figure out where these intersect, and you might need to draw some lines a little bit longer like I do. So where does this corner intersect down here? It intersects right here. Let's move this so you can see this a little bit better. Make sure you can see the very bottom of this. And then where these two intersect, so I have my light angle and my light direction lines. Those intersect right here. I have my light angle and my light direction, and they intersect right here. So now you're just going to connect the dots. And draw those shadows. Oh, and we should probably add the shadow. There we go. Okay, I think it's important when drawing like this to now try to draw something that's a little bit different than a cube. So you can kind of stop here. Let's zoom out so you can kind of see what happens with these different directions. So here we have those 4 different light directions. And when you first start, I really recommend drawing these angles, drawing your light source, draw a line down to the base of your light source. So kind of where it would hit the ground, and then draw your light direction coming from that, and then your light angle. All right, and then just add those to your shapes. I'm going to be doing this when we draw our 2-point perspective letters, because I think it's really helpful, and yeah. So please let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this. What I want you to do now is to draw a shape that is geometric. So try to draw it with these corners and add your shadows. So, and maybe even make it a big, like stacked blocks or something in 2-point perspective, and then add your shadows. And that's it. So thank you so much for drawing with me today. Hopefully when we draw our letters in 2-point perspective, it's going to be reviewing this a little bit more, and maybe that'll help. But really quickly, and I've run out of paper. I'm just gonna use the back of this one. At the end, I just wanted to show you one other way really quick that people will draw shadows. And this is, let's say you have a light source in the middle of your paper, and then you have all of these shapes coming around it. So here is our horizon line. Here's our light source. I'm gonna draw it in pen so you can see it. My pen's kind of out of ink. I'll draw it in a really dark pen. Well, here's my pen. Okay. My batteries can run out. All right, here is my light source, okay? So light source is up there. Then directly under the light source, this is going to be like where it hits the ground. So the base of my light source. I'm gonna put BSL. That's the base of my light source. Okay, and then we have the light direction, which could be going any way, right? We kind of choose. But what if, let's just draw some 2-point perspective cubes down here. What if we have a cube here, and we have one here? So quickly, I'm just gonna draw 2-point perspective cubes. So this is rushed, but I just wanted you to see this other way of doing this really quick. All right, so now we have these shapes, and our light source is coming from the middle. So Now what we're going to do is our angle of light is dependent upon this, right? The base of our light source. So now we're going to be drawing our, I guess the angle of light is going to be coming from that base of the light source. So do you see that? So this is going to be our new, you know how we had like our, let's see, what did I call it? The light direction. The light direction is going to come, I'm going to call it the light vanishing point. That's kind of what it is from there. And then what about our angle? Where does our angle come from? Well, just like before, it comes from your light source, right? Boom, hits these corners. And then where these lines intersect, that's where we draw our shadow. So for homework, do these other two cubes and yeah, see if, you know, how you like it. It does get a little tricky with the one facing you. But thank you so much for drawing with me today. For homework, just do what I asked you to do before, draw a 2-point perspective geometric object and add shadows. Thank you so much for drawing with me. I hope that was helpful for you and that it helped you learn a little bit better how to draw shadows. Now your homework assignment is going to be drawing something geometric in 2-point perspective and then add shadows to it. And you can use whatever angle you want, however you want to set up the light source. Hopefully doing those 4 activities was helpful for you to learn how to set it up in different ways. So thank you so much for drawing with me today, and we'll see you next week or tomorrow on Mist. Oh, one thing I forget to do every time is if you like these tutorials, please subscribe. If you subscribe and then you hit that bell icon that's like right below the screen, basically what that does is it lets you know when I post new videos. So you can, you know, if it's something you're interested in, then you can like it. But if not, you just have to keep checking my channel. So if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell, and you will know when the next tutorials come up. But lately I have been doing them Monday through Friday, which is quite a feat. I just haven't been editing them as ruthlessly as I usually do. So anyway, have a great day, and thanks for drawing with me on Mr. Otter Studio.